Welcome everyone. This is our second episode of the Horror of It All, and Ron is back with me, Ron Black,
Well,
from
hello.
Black Avenue Films, and we're going to talk about. I want to talk about your premiere. I want to find out all about it for Swine and Dine. We want to talk about Rudy Ledbetter a little bit, and then I have two horror films I just recently watched. I don't want to go into the whole, I don't want to give away any, spoilers or anything, but Uh, one I would highly recommend, and the other was kind of okay for me. So, but let's start with uh, let's start with your film premiere, which was yesterday. For Swine
It
and
was
Dine.
Smod Castle Cinemas in Atlantic Highlands, Kevin Smith's theater, and
Okay.
we had originally we had a 100 seat theater, and they let us bump up to a bigger one because we were starting to sell out. It was a lot of people showed up. A lot of people did cancel last minute, but it was still we still had a ton of people there,
Hmm.
and it went over great. Everybody cheered when they were supposed to cheer. They laughed when they were supposed to laugh. Uh, some of the other films got real good applause. We had three of ours. We had Swine and Dine and two others, and we had somebody else's, and they went all went over really well.
Oh, I didn't
Uh,
know you had two other. So it was like a little film festival, right?
yeah,
Or
it was like
horror
Black
festival.
Adam's own film festival.
Oh,
So it
okay.
was
So were the other films your films, or?
yes, two of them were ours, and one of them was one of the people that helped us with Swine and Dine.
Oh, okay.
So
So,
all the films went over great. Everybody loved every second of every
hmm,
movie, which was really great to see.
yeah.
And then when Swine and Dine played, and that got like I said, every time something crazy happened, everybody was like, "Oh!" And then at the end, it was like everybody just believe it or not, everybody like started applauding crazy.
Hmm.
So I couldn't ask for anything better. The people there, we had a Q&A after the fact, and they were asking pretty good questions, and we had good answers, and everyone was asking the same thing. Is this going to be longer? Could you make a longer one? Well,
Oh, really?
yes. I am almost 10 pages away from finishing the full feature for Swine and
Oh,
Dine.
okay. So this is how long is the one you sh
The
showed?
one I
Yes.
shot is 21 minutes.
Okay.
And we had a behind the scenes after that. And the behind the scenes was almost 20 minutes. So it was like
Yeah. Oh,
40
yeah.
minutes of just Swine and Dine. So
Yeah.
it was pretty cool.
And even though it's 20 minutes, it takes a long time to like it. I don't know how long did it take for you to film and to.
We filmed it over 2 days,
Okay.
and there was supposed to be long days, but one day got cut short because of the rain was so hard, and the next
Hmm.
day was so cold that people were half naked. We wanted to get them in, but we shot
Yeah.
that over 2 days.
Hmm. There's half naked people in it.
Well, Mark's wearing like skirts and a ripped up shirt, and Kelsey's just wearing a nightgown.
Okay.
So
And what month was it filmed?
the end of November, like
Oh, yeah.
the week of Thanksgiving.
Yeah. And you can never tell with New Jersey weather. I mean,
Yeah,
it could be 80 degrees in November, it or it could be minus 20,
yeah. The
right?
first day was 65 degrees. I was wearing a t-shirt and jeans, and I was sweating.
Yeah.
And then we got a torrential downpour, which was the first major rain in 6 months, which is crazy.
Hmm.
And then the next day was 30 degrees.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're filming outside and if it's not supposed to be raining, then you have to kind of put things off. I mean, the weather matters.
Right.
So so you're going to expand on this one, or is the new one going to be separate from this one? Kind of a
It's
complement
it
each other?
it's we're calling this one like a proof of concept. We're going to use some of the same ideas,
Hmm.
but we're just going to get into more of how he became this person, and expand more on the meat packing plant. And this one had 3 kills. Yeah, this one had 3 kills. The next one is going to have about 15 or 16. So
Okay. And
it's
this
a
is
lot
this
more
the
in depth.
and is this about a person that becomes infected? Because I've seen the main character. I've seen what, what you look.
We do a little deep dive into his story on how he became this, and it's kind of like I don't want to spoil anything,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he gets something spilled on him, and
Okay.
like it's like kind of like
Okay.
a disease, but it's
Hmm.
a little bit more, little bit more far fetched than that. Kind of like a Toxic Avenger type.
Okay. Yeah. So
But it
that
was
so
like I
that
said,
so
it was great.
your next project is to expand on this. I mean,
Yeah,
do you have any you have another movie that don't you that you
we just announced that we're going to go into production for our anthology starting in November, which is 3 short stories about psychological horror.
okay.
Um, we're starting that. Me and Chris are already planning the first set of scenes. I'm
Hmm.
hoping this one, all our stuff is right now is really gory and really
Yeah.
crazy. So I can't wait for
And
people to see what we do.
again, you won an award, a major award. It wasn't a leg lamp or anything, but it you won it in was it Spain?
Yeah, Barcelona, Spain. We won best horror short.
Okay. And then I know you have it in other countries and other film
Yeah,
festivals.
we actually won over the weekend. We won for a campy, it's cult campy B
Hmm.
movies, and we won for best cult movie, which means that they said it could be like one of these cult things that nobody takes off later after people go,
Oh
wow, this
yeah.
is cool. It's like people that it's what did he call it? A movie that people don't want to make.
Hmm.
That's how they called it. So
Uh-huh.
it's a movie for people who don't want to make. So
Yeah.
we went over and beyond what we really wanted to
Hmm.
do. So I was really excited for the turnout yesterday.
Yeah, I mean these cult films, that I mean we're old enough to know, have gone through it like the Toxic Avenger, even Plan 9 from Outer Space,
Right?
I mean I wasn't around when it first came out, but and yeah, they take on a life of their own. And you don't it would be nice to take off like, and probably what the movie I'm gonna mention is Terrifier 2 or 3. And but that's doesn't normally happen. Um, but it's good enough, if you can keep, you know, get a really good fan base behind, what you're doing. Yeah.
Like I said, right now we're just trying to make movies that people enjoy. And
Yeah.
if people clap and they enjoy after the
Hmm.
film's over, they just like enjoy it. That's all I really care about right now, and
Yeah.
everything else just comes if
Yeah.
how
And
people
if you can
like it.
fill a theater, even on the premiere, the New Jersey premiere, I mean that,
Yeah,
and especially you want to fill the theater with people that aren't necessarily in the movie too. You want to,
right.
I mean, that's a good feeling for people to know, to whether it's, now with Facebook and Instagram and stuff, that if they're in the area and they're like, oh yeah, and people that are in the horror movies, that want to come see something new and exciting. And, I could play a psych patient in your next one because I have some experience, not acting though. I had my
Right.
picture, I think I probably told you in Scott Tepperman's Cruel Summer 3. I had my picture in there as a psych patient. So
See, there you go, man. That's all it
yeah.
takes. That's all
So
it takes. But like I said, everybody enjoyed themselves, and that's the only thing that I really cared about. Uh, it actually felt like a real premiere. People were having a good time. They were walking up and down the red carpet, getting pictures taken with the step and repeat. Like I said, Facebook is like every time I turn on Facebook, it's like boom, there go our
mhm.
pictures just like plastered all over my page.
Yeah,
So I'm like, I'm really enjoying it. It was a great feeling.
yeah. And even if you can get in like a local, if there's not still exist newspaper, like our friend Paul Sutt, and I know he was there. I wish I would have known he was, I had a lot of stuff to do. but I would have hitched a ride with him at least. He lives like 20 minutes from me, 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Um,
I didn't know Paul was coming until the last minute. He's
I
like,
didn't
"I'll be
either,
there."
and we text each other, but we haven't texted in a while. But we were supposed to go to Rob Reiner book signing. Well, I think Paul's still going in September. Rob Reiner. But I had something come up. I usually don't cancel things. Like if I plan to do something with someone, but my friend offered me an Eric Clapton ticket. Um,
Yeah, you can't turn that down.
and he basically is almost giving me the ticket. It's like a $600 ticket. He's crazy because I wouldn't have paid. I wouldn't have gone with him if he said, "Hey, you want to go? The tickets are 600." So anyway, so one last thing with Swine and Dine is the plan to have it on a streaming platform.
We're actually it's in the festivals right now, so there's some of it's limited, but we're
Hmm.
getting into Film Freeway. I mean, Film Hub to try to get
Okay.
it into some of the streaming services.
Okay. I'll put a link with this for the trailer. And again, it's Swine and Dine. And then you can, hopefully everyone can see it soon.
Yeah, the podcasters are going crazy with it. Like I said, all the people
Hmm.
that I sent it to are
Okay.
like they're loving it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, they're like, oh my god, this is so good. 20 minutes isn't enough. I need more.
Do you have it on DVD or?
We did just print a DVD.
Okay.
Uh, I can, like I said, I have. Do I have the link? I do. I think I have the link for the Blu-ray.
Okay.
So we can. Yeah, I can probably shoot it over to you.
Okay. So let's talk about so I don't know if listeners know who Rudy Ledbetter. Rudy Ledbetter. He is probably one of the top contributors to independent film. Uh, and because he's been in hundreds, maybe not. Now I'm only familiar with the name recently. And either Jeremy Hirsch, uh, who's also a fellow actor, independent films, or you had brought it up uh, when I was at the Crimson Harvest when I was hanging out there on the set. I think that no wait, I know what it was. Jeremy Hirsch did the music podcast with me, and he brought up his name. That's the first time I heard it. So is Rudy Ledbetter in your film?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
There's a missing poster with his face all
Oh,
over it.
okay. So but he's also in films too. Like he takes.
Yes,
Okay.
he lives in like the Midwest, like the lower Midwest. So I believe it's Arkansas,
Okay.
and he doesn't get out that often. He does a lot of remote roles. If he can do something from his house, he will. But I did actually meet him in Texas.
Hmm.
Rudy Ledbetter does exist, and
And he uses his real name. Is
he
that
does
true?
use his that is his real name. And like I said, he's just a genuine guy. He
But
just
does he use
loves
a
supporting.
character name when he's in or does he use
Most of
his
the
real name?
time, he just uses his name.
Hmm. Okay.
He
Because
said he's
that's
got the
like,
same picture in every movie.
okay, yeah. And well, it reminds me of there's a guy called Radio Man, and he's from New York, and they call him Radio Man because he still carries, I think, around a boombox, or he used to, and he's pretty old now, but he's befriended like Robert De Niro, like all these major actors, Adam Sandler. He's been in some of those movies, but he's actually been in the movies, like in the background. I don't think he's carrying the boombox, in the movies, but I mean, he's so popular. He was at Chiller one year, signing autographs. Maybe that's my goal, is to just be because in Scott's movie, Cruel Summer 3, I use my real name. And then the fourth one, we did a remote and we're playing ourselves. So I'm Rob. So, I don't know. But I don't have a cool name like Rudy Ledbetter. I'm
Right
serious. You remember that name, you know?
now, Rudy's a great guy. Like I
Yeah.
said, he's he's a champion for independent. If he can get it, like I said, I didn't even. He actually got a hold of me, and he's like, Ron, is there any chance that I could have my picture in your short? And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, sure, why not?
Hmm.
He's trying for a world record.
Yeah.
He wants to be in like hundreds or thousands of movies.
Hmm.
So he's actually got a hold of Guinness Book, and they don't do that. So he's
Uh,
trying for a movie record.
yeah. Well, he's up against Eric Roberts.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
anyone's going to beat Eric Roberts.
No, he's yeah. So so let's this won't be a long one, because I just want to talk about a couple movies. Maybe you've seen these movies. First one, what do I have here? Uh, Bring Her Back. I've been wanting to watch this since it
Ooh,
came
that's the new one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet. I heard
Okay.
it's really good. I heard
Yeah.
the special effects were like intense.
Yeah, it's not I've watched a lot of horror movies like you have, and you kind of it takes a lot to like I wouldn't say it shocked me, but it was a little disturbing, more so with some of the scenes. And Sally Hawkins is in this, and I love Sally Hawkins and I only know her from one other movie. Do you know who Sally Hawkins? You ever hear the name?
I've heard the name.
Okay. The Shape of Water.
Okay,
Have you seen that?
I have not.
What?
I have not.
That is like my absolute one of my favorite movies.
Really? No,
Yeah, and it's not a horror movie.
now I'm gonna have to put it on. I've heard of it. I've just no
Yeah.
just from the sound of the movie. I just dismiss it.
Yeah. And her character, I like fell in love with her character, and that's kind of a take on the creature from the Black Lagoon a little bit. Uh, and yeah, so Sally Hawkins is the main character in Bring Her Back. And there's some like there's the other characters. There's a girl. I should have looked it up, but there's a girl in the movie who's blind, and I swear the way her eyes were moving. I she I take it that she's blind. Maybe she's partially blind, but yeah, and we it's so this is another thing. Have you ever heard of? I just heard of this because I looked this up. Psycho Biddy, her.
What?
Yeah, there's a term called Psycho Biddy horror. Um, it refers to, let's see here. Films conventionally feature a formerly glamorous older woman who has become mentally unbalanced and terrorizes those around her. Yeah.
Okay.
So an older woman maybe has lost some of her looks. Maybe she still looks good, but she's has psychological problems. Psycho Biddy. I never heard of that. So that's what this is considered. And I try not to give too much away. The main character, her daughter dies, and basically the whole premise is to bring her. I mean, it's in the title, bring her back. And I think if you see the trailer, you might kind of get that idea. But the visuals in this movie are incredible. Like, I'm serious. I don't want to give too much away. There's really disturbing. The one has to do with teeth, and I have a thing with teeth. It's not even pulling teeth in this movie. Um, yeah, so I I don't have too much more to say, but I mean, this is a movie, and I've gone back just recently because my wife and we watch a lot of movies. I keep track now. The last 2 years, I kept track of every movie I watch. So I'm up to over 80 this year movies. Not
Nice.
necessarily horror. But I've
Right.
averaged the last 2 years around 140, 145 movies a year. And some of them, are ones I've watched before. Uh, But lately I've been going back and watching the newer horror films again, like Smile, Black Phone. This is one, and you know when you see a movie where I'm gonna eventually I'm gonna go back and watch it again. So this is a rewatchable horror film because you might have missed something. That's my whole thing is, you know. And I'm getting better, but I'm bad with being on my phone. My wife wants to kill me. So I do miss, it's bad when when you have to ask, what's going on or what just happened. And then your spouse knows that
We're
we're
paying
looking at your
attention.
phone.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what phones do, though. I'm the same way. I'll be watching TV and then on my phone. Then I'll look up. I'm like, what just happened?
Hmm. And I want to I don't want to advertise Amazon, but my wife, we always joke that if my if if my wife doesn't get a package like every day, like if a couple days go by, the Amazon driver actually is worried about her and puts in, like a has someone has to come in
Wellness
the house.
check.
Yeah, wellness check. Yeah. So anyway, I wouldn't say this is a hack, but maybe most people don't know about this. But if you have Amazon Prime, right, you get free shipping and you get free shipping, it'll come literally the next day. But if you can waive the free shipping. You can wait, not the free shipping. You can waive the next day to say 3 days if you don't need it right away, and they will give you money. They will give you money back.
6%.
Well, my wife, it adds up, and
Yeah.
we use it to watch. What I'm trying to get is we use it to watch movies,
Okay.
to rent movies. So this
Oh,
movie, I don't know, it could be $10 to rent, but we got it for free because my wife had money, I wouldn't say it's free money, but they're actually giving you money back. I mean, my wife pays yearly, to the Prime. Um, Now the next film I watch is Until Dawn, which is another new one. I didn't know it was based on a video game. Um, this is a game that came out 10 years ago. I still have a PS3. I don't know if you were ever in the video games, Ron.
yeah. I had just about all of them. The only thing I
Okay.
don't have right now is a PS5. So I've got a four. I've got a three.
Yeah. My son
Nintendo.
has a 4. I thought he'd buy a 5 and then I get his 4. I'm still waiting. I still have the PS3, but this game is available and they remastered it or whatever, and it came out for PS4, I think, and 5. So Until Dawn, and maybe you've seen the trailer. This is almost like a Groundhog Day horror film where they keep reliving.
Yeah. Yep. I saw the trailer
I
for
think
this.
it's a great concept. I think it might have been done before, with horror. I'm not sure. Uh, Now it's written by David Sandberg, who was the director of Annabelle Creation, and written by Gary Doberman, who has basically written all the Conjuring films. Um,
Okay.
I think the film was well done. I don't know if I'd watch it again. And it stars basically unknown, younger, people. There's, let's see, one, two, three. There's a group of 5 friends. And my understanding is the video game had a group of 8 friends. I don't know if that matters. And they're and they're looking for a missing the one girl's sister is missing. And I think in the video game there were 2 people missing. So they kind of toned it down. Yeah, it's hard to have 8 individual people that are keep on dying in different ways. So you whittle it down to 5. And let's see who else. Peter Stormare. I don't know if you know who he is. He
Yeah, I
was,
know who him. Yeah, he's in a lot of
yeah.
movies.
I always remember him from Fargo, and I
Yep.
know he's been in other stuff. Uh, Yeah, the movie's a little confusing to me. And again, without giving anything away, but they're they're basically going to the area where this girl's sister disappeared. They stop at a gas station, and Peter is, behind the counter, and he kind of, I think he leads them to this house, this area, and the the neat thing is there's a guest book, and they see other signatures, and they only go up to a certain number. So you have to keep you relive, and the whole premise is to escape. To escape there are some killers. Um, I think there's a guy wearing a clown mask, and yeah. So and then there's a board of missing persons pictures. Now, when I see this, right, I I think immediately, like, was there an Indiegogo? Could I have been up on that board? Because there's right, because there's people on that board that aren't in the movie, obviously, and they also use their voices. I don't know if it's the actual voices of the people in the posters. Where the I the the girl or the guy is I don't know, they're talking, not talking, they don't move their mouths, but you can hear the person's voice when he's looking at the missing person. Um, so, and then I think the end is left open, believe it or not. I won't tell you what happens, but we can only surmise that's just going to be Until Dawn 2. But these are two movies because in the past, like when Jeremy and we did in October, even though it's music, we review horror movies, and sometimes I'll pick like the one time I picked like some old 50s,
Okay.
and some weren't good. And I'd rather talk about movies that, I'd want you to see, right?
Right.
Than ones that, but you also have to tell people movies that are bad too, that, but it's just my opinion.
No,
But
I mean, if they're
yeah.
coming out, if they're new, like I said, new movies, if there's new movies coming out that people aren't aware of, like a lot
Mhm.
of independent films coming out, like I said, if we watch them and then give them a review, whether it's good or bad, at least
Yeah.
people can say, "Hey, I never knew about that movie. It's got these people in it. Let me go check that out," and
Yeah.
let them make their own decision.
So, yeah, and I look for a movie that keeps me off my phone. You know what's bad is anymore when well now when you watch a movie you can actually, I think you can pause it and it'll tell you who is in that scene, right?
Yeah,
Uh, but what's bad is my wife does it too. It's like, what is she from? I know, and then you're on your phone looking up the person in the middle of the movie. So, but the movie has to keep you. I think the movie has to, it has to keep you in it, and it also you have to want to know how it ends. A movie's bad when you're in the middle and you like really don't care, or if you don't know what's going on, it has to be, concise. Um, and like I said with Bring Her Back, it is a little confusing as to exactly what's going on. I mean, you kind of get an idea, but it's not spelled out, you know.
right.
But both movies I thought were really good. So I think that's gonna do it for this. Unless what else have you seen any newer horror movies lately?
I have I not really. I've been too busy making my own and getting Swine and Dine Premiere ready,
Yeah, that's
but
what I figured. Yeah.
there's a bunch coming out in the next month that I was part of, and some of them are that I really want to see. So
Hmm.
hopefully, like I said, we can get together and like shout out some either goods and bads of some movies that are on the block coming out in the next month.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, one I'm looking forward to is Sean Whalen's Swipe, and I don't know when that's coming out, you know. Uh, and Rebecca Kennedy's in that. Uh, and she's got a couple films coming out. There was one I hopefully I don't get the title wrong. I think it's called Sweet Molly, and it's a short film, but she sent me the link, and now it's out. I think you can watch it, but uh that was a good one. And she's in this one called, and I'm gonna get the title wrong. It's like Traumatica, Traumatica. That looks pretty good. So, so yeah, we could just like I said, I watch at least one horror movie a week, I think. Newer ones, so we can at least tell people what's good and what's bad too. If I watch something that's bad, I think I'll tell you too. So, but
I mean, it's honest. Like I said, everybody won't have the same opinion. Some people might like something that we don't like, so it's like you and me might disagree because there's movies out there I'm like, whoa, that's pretty good. Then be like,
mm,
are you serious?
oh yeah,
Because I got a bizarre taste in film. Like I'll watch movies that I'm looking at it going, I didn't just see what I thought I saw, did I?
yeah. Bring Her Back. I think you're gonna like that one.
I hear a lot of good things about that. I'm definitely going to check that one out.
The other one is because it's from a video game. I mean, it's a good movie, but it's not. I don't think it's that shocking. It's actually just. I think there's some funny scenes in it too. Um, and then so the next horror of it all, I'm gonna give you a break, Ron, because Bobby Cara, if I'm saying his name right,
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, Bobby
yeah,
Cara.
he wants to come on. We're gonna do a little interview. We're gonna talk about him making music for horror movies. And I think the first one was Hunt Chase Kill that he did the music for. So yeah, he reached out to me. So in 2 weeks, I'll bring Bobby on.
No,
But
no, Bobby's a good dude. Like I said, we were
yeah,
talking yesterday because he did the music for Swine and Dine. So,
okay. So we'll talk more swine at night. Yeah, I don't care.
like I said, Bobby loves. Like I said, Bobby loves being in front. He loves talking about his music. So you'll have a blast with him.
Yeah, and my other podcast is No Good Music. So yeah,
Right.
yeah. That's why I'm in the music room right now, by the way. But I redid behind me. There used to be my Beatles dolls up there.
Okay.
But this stuff was in our bedroom. My wife, my wife's happy that I moved it. The the monster stuff. Because I also let me move the camera because I also have. There's one other thing on the wall here. If you see that, it's signed by Al Lewis, Yvonne, what's her name? Yvonne
Yes.
Carla, and Butch Patrick. Butch was selling those. I don't know. And it's signed from. It's like 2002. That's when Yvonne signed it.
Wow.
But he only had a certain amount, so I was able to get one because of course Fred Gwynn, it's hard
Yeah.
to get him on a cast, but that's the closest, to a cast.
No, that's incredible, man. That's a good piece.
Yeah, I've got too much stuff, but I don't wear my Universal Monster shirt. Okay, so thanks, Ron,
Thanks for
and
having me on, Rob. Again, as usual.
hopefully we entertain or are informative. Some people are watching the videos. We only have one video out, so this will be the second.
We'll
It's
get
just
better as we go. We'll get a chemistry going, and we'll just like be
yeah.
riffing stuff right on the fly.